Right. So coming to the next topic of today is offline web applications. Offline web application is the best example is YouTube offline. Offline web application is the best example is YouTube offline. Most of you are not most of you, everyone knows about this option, offline downloading. When you are doing that offline, what sort of did you find out in your mobile? You put some video offline, it is downloaded. Later, in offline mode, you can view that video. You can watch that video. Did you find out where actually that video available? So in in some of the program files or in YouTube folder, again in somewhere, whether you have such anytime that offline that video where it is saved, because once you don't have any internet at that time it will be playing. Now how it is playing without the internet? So once you are selecting the offline option, definitely it has to be there in the backend. So whether in the backend, like how you are storing in your drives different movies of mp4 or different movies what you are having, whether that's in the same fashion it is downloading into that one, or what has to the YouTube done means it is not downloading the video, but all the supporting files which required to watch that movie, to watch that video, whatever the important, the main files will be there, that will be downloaded and keep it in the offline mode. Once it is done with the help of that supporting files, it will be start watching, start streaming that one. So without that supporting files it can't be run it. So we are thinking that YouTube offline means it is downloading in somewhere. Whenever I don't have internet, when I'm traveling, at the time when I'm trying to watching that, automatically it will be displaying. So it is not like that. So it is displaying with the help of some supporting files. Let me see the offline mode here. The offline mode, what actually it consisting. An offline mode, if you see here, the offline and offline web application is an application that work without a network connection. Without network connection means what? Without any internet. So it allows the application cache. So cache will play a vital role here. Cache is which stores the recent informations to store resources that are used by the browser when it is offline. So the application cache, the name itself is a application cache, is controlled by a plain text file called as manifest. So we have a manifest means manifesto. What's the politicians are doing that manifesto is nothing but this is the 5 years of my agenda. What we are going to doing in the same fashion. Application cache, application cache consisting of the total application cache consisting of a plain text file, a plain text file which is called as manifest. So in the manifest, it tells the offline mode application that these are the files you need to be required to run that application in offline mode. That application may be a video, that application may be a whatever it may be required. A manifest file. Now, what is a manifest file means? A manifest file consisting a list of resources. List of resources indicates means here list of resources indicates means what's the supporting files is required to run that application in offline mode to be used when there is no network connectivity. So whenever there is no network, internet or Wi-Fi, at the time with the help of this manifest file, which consisting of list of resources means what actually the supporting files is required. With the help of that, it will be run your application. So very important point here is what? Application cache is a plain text which is called as manifest. Now, what is a manifest means? It is a file which consisting of list of resources. What the resources? Whenever you are trying to run a offline mode, any application, any online application in offline mode, then it will be helpful for you. Clear? Now coming to the code below of this one, there is a manifest. Just we are adding HTML manifest equal to demo.app cache. That is application cache, the file extension here. So in this file, it is a manifest file. So how you are going to adding the manifest file? Let me see later. Manifest equal to app demo.application cache. Now there is a title of the document, and we are just adding the comment in the sense body, the content of that. Now in the manifest file, It consisting of three sections or three files we can call. The first one, the cache itself. Second one, fallback. The third one, network. All these three files will be there in the manifest file as a list of resources. Coming to the cache means specifies a list of files and resources that the browser needs to store, or cache, needs to store and cache. In the sense, whatever the resources is required to run your program, to run your application, the browser needs to store or cache. Means like we have a storage, web storage. So with the help of that, it will store there itself in the offline mode, the desktop is right. Second one, fallback, specifies a list of files that are to be mapped with an application when the browser has no online access. So the fallback will do what means whatever the list of files you have in the cache that are going to be mapped with application, whatever they are going to developing for us, the uh, application when the browser has no online access, when there is no internet at the time, this will be mapped that respective files to respective locations. That is called as fallback. The third one, network. Network is nothing but without having any online resources, online thing is there. That type of supporting files will be stored in network. Clear. So we have just small example here to see the example. So offline application. See, I'll just show you how the manifest file will look like. Say example.appshe. What I can do is first I will open. Okay, this is offline. First I will open the manifest. I'm just opening in the notepad so that you can understand clearly. See, cache manifest. This is the offline cache manifest file. What are the list of resources to run this application they required is styles.css is required. In jQuery, we have a JavaScript called jQuery-1.4 min.js. JS is a JavaScript extension. Offline.js and one more important point called as index.html. So whenever you require to run this application, these are the minimum backend list of resources, list of files which is supports for this, which is required for this. Okay. So if you are going to be run the application appshe example.appshe application, and here this simple cache example appshe, it will be having vi some date. This is a command, so and so. This is a comment you can add. Okay, so this minimum files is required for running. The other rest of the things will be other rest of the files is a supporting files that. So for only for your understanding, I have just shown you how it will be works. Okay, so that's about the concept called as offline web application. If you have any doubts, let me know.